Son returned to his hometown to visit his mother. He happened to encounter his mother's funeral procession on the way. However, he was completely unaware that his mother had passed away. He carried a gift and rushed home. As soon as he entered the house, he loudly called out for his mother. Usually, his mother would come out to greet him as soon as she heard him, but today, the house was eerily quiet. He gently set down the gift in his hand, then he slowly pushed open the door. Before he could even see his mother's mourning hall, his wife called him on the phone. Hearing his wife sound anxious on the other end of the line, he guessed that something might be wrong at home, so he hurriedly hung up the phone and walked out. Before leaving, he glanced at the gift he bought. Thinking that his mother might have gone to visit someone, he then quickly drove back to the city. Little did he know that at that moment, his mother had been peacefully laid to rest. The sound of firecrackers drowned out his call to his sister, so she didn't hear him. When the sister returned home and saw the gift at the door, she realized her brother had just been there. The villagers began to gossip, saying how cold the sun was. How could he return home without even burning paper for his deceased mother? The sister was deeply disappointed in her brother after hearing this. Meanwhile, the man anxiously rushed back home, only to find out that his wife wanted him to come back because the dog was sick. The couple had a big argument over this. Afterwards, the man called his sister, who was furious and told him to return to the village immediately. Otherwise, she would sever ties with him as a sibling. She then hung up the phone. The man immediately called the landline at his family's home. The call was answered by his father, who had memory loss. His father said some confused things that the man couldn't understand. Just then, his wife came over and grabbed the phone, turned it off, and wouldn't let the man call his family anymore. The sister, seeing that her brother's phone was off, became even more furious. She sent him several messages, telling him that their mother had died. The next day, the man woke up and turned on his phone before going to wash up. The message notifications woke up his wife, who was still sleeping. When she saw the messages from his sister, she angrily threw the phone into the fish tank. When the man retrieved the phone from the fish tank, it wouldn't turn on. As a result, he didn't see the messages his sister sent him. The sister mistakenly believed that her brother was a cold-hearted person. To avenge their deceased mother, she took their father and headed to the city to find her brother. She specifically reminded their father to hand the death notice to the brother. The man hurriedly invited his father inside, without having the chance to look at the death notice in his hand. But as soon as they entered the house, his wife showed disdain and threw all of his father's belongings outside. Even the death notice was thrown to the ground. At this moment, their son curiously picked it up and read it. To his shock, he discovered the news that his grandmother had died.